Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It's May 2nd, 2013, and I keep trying to take these little breaks, to kind of clean up things, try to, arrange your thoughts, try to analyze what's happening. And things are happening so quickly that here I am again. I have to take time out to make just a quick statement. Hopefully I'll be brief. Usually I'm not, as you know. I'm looking right into the sun this time because, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, the light pierces the darkness, and the darkness comprehends it not. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a dark time. I'm bringing this video out real quick right now because things are so grave. And I'm going to point this out to you, whether you're Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, any other number of religions, or just an atheist, it doesn't matter. You are being attacked at your very core level of being able to choose your life for yourself. And that's really what liberty is. And I mentioned it the other day, in the Christian Bible, okay, in the New Testament, it talks about Jesus saying, I would that you would have life and that more abundantly. And he was really about putting this evil empire back in its place, okay, that was stomping on this individual liberty, this giving of life that comes from God, that they try to stop. Look, I'm going to make this quick. You Christians out there in particular, and I'm talking about you now, I realize there have been persecutions against like the Falun Gong in China, Christians in Russia. All over the world there have been different types of persecutions against a specific group of people. Jews in Germany, okay, I realize that. But I want you to see what's happening here. If you're not familiar with this story, I want to tell it to you very quickly. In Babylon, in the Old Testament, in Daniel, okay, Daniel, there was an edict that went out by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar. It was really designed by his court, deliberately to try to get Daniel and his followers. But basically, what happened is they had an edict out that no one could pray to the God of Israel. That was a crime, and if you were caught doing that you would be cast into prison or killed. All right. What happened? This is a law of the land, people, a law of the land. Did Daniel obey it? No, and he was cast into the lion's pit. Did the 3 men who were cast in the fiery furnace obey it? No, they would suffer death before they would not worship their God according to the dictates of their conscience. The U.S. military now says, not only are Christians likely terrorists, but they cannot do anything that would appear to be proselytizing their religion. And I know there are going to be people out there who say, no, they're talking about, trying to preach or trying to change somebody. No, that's just the start, ladies and gentlemen. Just like everything else, it becomes incremental. So now what's going to happen is if you Christians in the military, you haven't wanted to see this thing's coming. You think you're serving the country of God? Oh, I'm really upset. I am. Because here this thing stares us in the face. The king of Babylon declares that you cannot worship your God according to the dictates of your conscience, but that you must bow the knee to Baal and to Molech. I am not a preacher. But I understand individual liberty, and I understand what Daniel did. He stood up against the unlawful and the tyrannical impositions of his government. If you join the military, and you did so because you wanted to support this God-given government, this one nation under God, now it's turning on you. Do you see this is Babylon reborn? The Babylon of the last days. This was not a mistake of the prophecy. Now they are telling you that if you do anything that can be considered proselytizing, and I guarantee you that the definition of this is going to be used against you. Are you going to submit? Are you going to bow the knee to Baal and to Molech? It's time to make the choice, ladies and gentlemen. Babylon has shown its colors in all its disgusting glory. I'm going to do more on this later, but I had to get this out now. You saw this coming. You Christian ministers out there that have taken down your symbols of your faith, that tell your flock to obey everything that the government tells them because, that's what it says to do in the New Testament, and that's not what it says, Romans 13. You have corrupted that, and that was written in there by the Roman government initially. You preach to bow the knee to this wicked Babylonian government in this as well as everything else, and you are the servants of Satan, not of the God that offers liberty and life. You are the priests of Babylon and of Molech and of Baal. Okay, I said I would keep this short. If you people out there cannot see where we are, and I am not a traditional Christian. I've already said that. A lot of people are finding that out on the internet. I was not, but I took the liberty that was given to me to find truth, and I took advantage of it. It may not have led me down the right road, but at least I was able to determine that myself, not dictated to by the priests of Baal. I was given liberty by my God, and I did not bow the knee. My brothers in arms, do not succumb to this evil of Babylon, this god known as Baal or Molech. That's all I'm going to say right now. If you can't see it now, if you can't see where this is, it's because you don't want to. I'm holding the camera out and I'm shaking a little bit. The evil of this thing, they are using our faith against us, no matter what faith you have. They're using it against you. When they tell you not to pray, drop down on your knees and pray right then. If they tell you not to talk about your God, whoever your God is, you just go right ahead and do it. Good order and discipline in the military, they've got rid of that a long time ago. And I'm not going to go there right now, but their order and discipline is mind control. Okay, enough for now. I'll cover this again later. I need a little time to put some more thoughts together, but I think you can see where I'm coming. We're in grave danger. This is so bad right now. And it's going to get much, much worse. I told you this was coming. Okay, so now that I've calmed down a little bit, let's put this in some other terms, okay? Because all of our police officers, all of our military take an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And the First Amendment is pretty clear. It says a few important things. You have the right of freedom of speech, the right to peaceably assemble, and freedom of religion. Now, some people kind of turn that on its head and say freedom from religion. Well, any undue pressure by any group on another is not proper. Okay, I understand that. But as I said, this is going to go far beyond, and really it already has, to finger Christians only in this regard. This is nothing against Muslims, Jews, anybody else. But to finger this prohibition against Christians in particular is a violation of the Constitution. It is respecting an establishment of religion, a poor respect of a religion, which is the same thing. The government cannot form any law respecting an establishment of religion. And enacting a law that prohibits a specific religion or its activities is also respecting an establishment of religion on the bad side. So what we have to do is demand that this be turned back. And if it's not, then, as I've said before, we need to withdraw from this evil system. I'm going to have more on this a little bit later, where I can get a more formal discussion and bring some other points in. But I wanted to clarify that right now, because I was very angry before, and I didn't quite take it to its logical conclusion. In my younger days, I fought against a law that respected an establishment of religion. Okay? On the negative side. And I'm against any encroachment upon a person's liberty and conscience in their personal life. All right? So, as Thomas Jefferson said, and I've quoted before, you all have probably heard me say this, I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man.